Listen, bro, I'm no Umamusume fan. I know that the series gets slandered online a lot, but let me tell you, bro, that the show is so fucking tough. Well, at least Cinderella Gray, because that's the only thing I watch right now. But before we get to it, I gotta go over 3 things real quick, alright? 1, this is no analysis video. This is me trying to be funny. 2, this video is gonna be a little fast-paced, you know? I gotta skip over a lot of things, and I'm only gonna focus on hype moments and aura. 3, yo, I gotta put a disclaimer on that one. Some characters will be slandered. But hey, let's get to it. We start off with this man, Kitahara Joe, and basically he's looking for the next Jordan, the next LeBron, the next Hamilton, the next... You get the point, bro. But what this man didn't know is that he was about to meet a demon in the making. We get introduced to the cast of characters and we first have Belle No Light, but unfortunately you're not gonna see her much this video. And then there's these 3 girls, Norn, Minnie, and Rudy. And let me tell you, bro, they're on some fucking Disney villain timing, bro. You don't know how sick I was of them, especially at the beginning. They had her sleep in a storeroom just because, bro. Why do you hate her so much? And I forgot to mention Fujimasa March, the biggest threat of this arc. It's kind of Cap, actually. We get to this mock race after the introduction, and bro, these girls stay hating. Untied her shoelace just so she could get a late start, man. Dudes be hating on anything. Ooh, if that was me, I would have tweaked out on them. But learn to sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction. Rudy and Minnie get their head start, thinking they're up in life. But the Grey Beast had something to say about it, cause she gaps them like it's free eats. Yummers. And this girl March looks back, cause she knows there's something different about her. That girl Oguri can run, huh? I better keep my ass in this school, or I'm finished! And this man Joe was in tears. He finally found the One Piece. He wastes no time trying to recruit Oguri to the leagues, and Oguri pulls out the Sun Kiss technique. And with that officially starts Oguri Cap's career. While March is out training for the next race, we found out that she overheard Joe and Oguri's talk about the Tokai Derby. And she got mad for what? I don't know what it is about these first arc characters, but they hate on Oguri for no reason. We get to the debut race and these girls are glazing March. On Oguri's side, we see that she puts on her mother's crown. And then after that, Marge and Oguri stand off. I will be the one standing at the Tokai Derby. Oguri Cap was left confused, concussed. We fast forward to the race, and March gets a clean start while Oguri drags behind. And these girls stay talking shit. Don't switch up once she beats your goat. Stay on that side, you heard me? But let's get back to the race. Everybody thought it was over for Oguri Cap, but she remembers the elite comps that Joe was giving her, and she starts applying the strategy. We see it work, because Oguri propels herself back to March's position just in time for the final lap. And look at their face, bro. Is it really that deep? March presses up, but Oguri follows soon after. They both sprint towards the finish line. And unfortunately, Oguri Cap loses. The haters said I couldn't do it, and they were correct. Honestly, great call from the haters. But after all that, March looks back, looking mad as hell, like, hey, you won, bro, it's okay. But we learned soon after that Oguri's shoes were falling apart during the race. And that was the reason why March got this cheap-ass win. That win was so bogus, even Oguri was mad about it. Straight up clenched her hands so hard it started bleeding. This would have been an aura loss for Oguri, but we learned that her footsteps were so heavy she dug straight to the ground. We fast forward to the next race, and Oguri pulls up with the new shoes on. And this time she's going up against this pink-haired fraud, Norn. And what do you think these girls do? They get to scheming, of course. But what scheme do you ask? They were going to trip Oguri up by stepping on her shoes on accident. Like, you get what that means? They're acting like some high school bullies in the 2000s movie. But once again, learn to sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction. The race starts and proceeds as usual, and then we get this woo sub-story for Norn.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
But right as Norn is about to sabotage Oguri, Oguri pumps the brakes and speed blitzes them before she gets to do anything. And Oguri leaves this race with an overwhelming victory. Also peep that lethal face card, man. Let's go, material right there. And after this, these three had the gall to switch up and act like they were Oguri's friends all along. Like Rudy? Okay, I'm kinda cool, but she didn't really do anything. But Norn and Minnie? Man, fuck no! They trying to act like nothing happened. After this, Oguri and March get this heart-to-heart about their goals and whatnot. And I'm willing to take back a little bit of the slander on March, because now the rivalry is not one-sided anymore. I did not say it's 0 though. We reel it back to Belno's race, and it seems like she got something planned for her opponents. We'll see what she does.
Big fella!
Oh yeah, let's move on. We get to the training session for the next race. I think it was for the junior crown, but I'm a JJK fan, bro, I don't read. On March's side, we see that she planned out 100-ish situations of pure cap. Get it? Because 1, it's Oguri cap, and 2, because it's literally a lie. When somebody gets this confident in anime, you know it's not gonna go well for them. But we'll let her cope for now. During this race, we meet Musaka, and I would talk more about him if this video wasn't hype and aura oriented. Speaking of which, we have a preview of a character that actually has aura, but we'll not see her until later. The race starts as usual, but there's nothing much to say, so we'll skip along. We reach the final quarter, and Oguri and March hits the ult at the same time, basically equalizing. They stay being tied at the final corner, and then we see March's backstory. And I'ma skip that shit, bro, there's not much to it. I forgot to mention, but Oguri Cap's story of her not being able to run when she was younger is already much better than March's. Sorry, not sorry. March gets the up on Oguri, and in normal cases she would have won. But when she looks back, Mr. President, a second boost has hit deep. And before March knew it, she was left in the dust. And with that, Oguri Cap wins, leaving their fight at a 1-1. The Oguri gang continues their grind as usual, and they find themselves at the Chikyo High, I think? Oguri participates in it, but the unusual thing was that Symboli Rudolph, a top 5 racer of all time, is out looking for potential national racers. And at first, Tamamo and Musaka warned Joe about it, talking about some...
You two fuckers just made the biggest mistake of your lousy career.
But Joe soon came to realize that this only applied to him. You see, Oguri dominated the track, and I mean dominated. She put BTA on the other competitors, like it was so bad they didn't even bother introducing the other Umas. But what this entailed was that Rudolph was gonna try and recruit Oguri, and since Joe is not a national trainer, he would have to let go of his star player. They put my man Joe between a rock and a hard place. He ultimately gives Oguri the ultimatum. Either win and go national, or lose and stay here. And that was such a ridiculous thing to ask of your player. Even Rudolph had to call his ass out for that. But honestly, on some real shit, I think I understand. But still though, that was not the right call. And we can see that Oguri is struggling deep down because of this. Bless her heart, man. And while she's sitting there confused on what the mission is, March comes in out of nowhere and slaps her. Like, I get that you're mad that you got sidelined, but bro, that's too far. But Oguri gives March the ultimate wager.
I don't want to meet nowhere. Pull up in front of my house. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to pull up in front of my house. Pull up in front of the motherfucking precinct and let's bang out. Right down the block. You know where it's at.
Alright, I don't think it went that far. She just gave March the same ultimatum that Joe gave her. And that was it. The ultimate wager to see who's the GOAT. We move forward to the race, and Oguri is still down on her luck. Is not performing good at all. It was so bad they fucking sent her to the Shadow Realm. It goes on until the final quarter, once Joe realizes that she's trapped in the time chamber. He tries to reach Oguri, but then he trips down like a horror movie protagonist. But then he locks in and gives Oguri the most effective pep talk, OAT. That means of all time, by the way, guys. March was in the front thinking she still got it, but once we heard Joe's little speech, we knew it was over. Oguri's will get brought back into her, and she immediately turns the gap between her and March from positive to negative. And with that, the fight was over. Leaving on a 201, March was now out of the way. Before going national, Oguri says her final goodbyes to these snakes. Except Rudy, you're cool in my book. March and Oguri leaves on a good note, and the gang finally takes a picture before departing. Oh yeah, Belno's leaving too, by the way. Oguri and Belno arrives at the new school, and we learn that Musaka will sub in for Joe. Before going to class, they meet up with Rudolph. I was expecting your arrival, Oguri cap. Well, what about me, guys? I passed the exam. Huh? Oh, alright. Once Oguri enters class, we get met with a new cast of characters for this arc. So we got Dicta Striker, and there's a lot to say about her, but that's not gonna be on this video. But basically, she's the potential woman of Umamusume, Sakura Chiyono. She's there, I guess. Then we got Meijiro Arden, low-key irrelevant. Black L. Yeah, that's all I have to say about her. Super Creek and Every time I think about her, I just see this image. I actually listened to it for this video. And then finally we have Yaino Muteki, aka the Umamusume Renji, but we'll get on that later. Once she found out she couldn't do the classic races, she goes to ask Rudolph to register in it, and Rudolph starts laughing for no reason. But then immediately after explaining it, her face tenses up, and that scared the shit out of Belno. Like, chill bro, she don't got that much aura. But immediately after, Belno gets spiritual pressure diff by Rudolph. Had my girl fallen, dreaming on the floor. But unlike Belno, the lights are too bright. Oguri cap stand 10 toes down, and then we witnessed the most intense aura off. On another note, I'm actually so sorry to slander Belno, but the joke sounded funny in my head. They prepare for the next race, and the show is trying to hype up Black Ale so much. They trying to make that dog look vicious. Musaka brings out his trainees to help Oguri cap for her next race, and then you low-key never hear of them ever again. We fast forward to the day where Oguri and Black Ale face off at the Pegasus pub. Black Ale tries to talk shit, but Oguri's mid-sun kiss technique. It seems like she really likes to use that move. Oguri feels the win one last time before the race, cause she knows she's about to pack up these absolute bronze. Side note, I noticed that I don't say Uma a lot, but it just doesn't feel right to me. Black Ale shows off her lame-ass grin, but Oguri is unfazed. No thought is going through her head, except racing. Deep verse locked in looking at. They dash off once the race starts, and Black Ale seems to be aiming towards the front, while Oguri is stuck in the back end. As the race goes on, things are starting to look bad for Oguri. Is what I would say if she wasn't the GOAT! The GOAT! Oguri hits the and proceeds to stat check everyone by bum rushing on the outside. It took just about 10 seconds for her to reach Black Ale. Her shit-eating grin faded in a second once she saw the gray beast in her peripheral vision. And the rest was history. Oguri wins, utterly shaming Black Ale. And after all that, Rod Ale turns irrelevant for the rest of the show. I'm not even lying, you do not hear shit from her afterwards. And next on the chopping block was Renji. Now I would call her a bum, a fraud, Black Ale, a loser, a goof, but unlike a certain someone, wink wink, being a little subtle here, she's actually a respectable opponent. We jump forward to when Yaino challenges Oguri to a but turns out Oguri forgot who she was. Oguri fills up the air once again because she knows she's about to feast on these goofs. The race starts and Oguri is on the outside, but Yaino comes in, sticking to her like a sore thumb. Oguri tries to go inward, but then Yaino body blocks her. And you know what, I'm gonna give my props to Uma Renji. She's miles ahead of Fraud Ale. But unfortunately, the show's not called Cinderella Renji, now is it? Yaino keeps Oguri in the outskirt until the final corner when she tries to dash towards the front. It would have worked normally, but Oguri, the grey beast, Cap, zooms by like she always does and snatches the lead from her. A good play, ruined by a simple stat gap. And the show had the gall to slow-mo her reaction to Oguri, happy as hell after no diffing, Nah, maybe more like mid-diffing. Yaino springs up and wins the race. And the riders felt so bad for Yaino that they give her a Herebred Damn win. And that was only the start of her goal to become the next Renji. I gotta stop comparing her to him, man. At this point in the video, we're at episode 9. And let me tell you, shit is getting compy now. We get a sneak peek of Tamamo Cross. I don't know if I said her name before, but she got fucking lightning coming out of her body. She really thinks she's the best written character of all time. And then after that, we see Rudolph trying to get the higher-ups to get Oguri admitted to the Tokyo Derby. And something looks a little fishy here, but let's go along with it for now. And so the day of the Tokyo Derby is up, and we see Sakura, Dikta, Yaino, Meijiro, and her presence alone had the rest of them stressed. And while they get to their position, Oguri tries to farm using the wind, but instead of using a cape, she uses her hair as a substitute. The competition starts, and everyone is setting up their pieces. And Oguri is staying in the back, you know what I'm saying, with the usual strat. And then we get to Auntie Rudolph reminiscing about her prime days. Back in my days, we used to run with our lives on the line. Okay, Grandma, it's time to put you to bed. We get back to the race, and it seems like Sakura has the upper hand, but Meijiro Arden equalizes with her right after. But then Yaino comes up from behind, catching up to them. Dikta tries to pop the nitro, but her legs are fucked up, so she has to back down. And this is a pattern that you'll see in the future. But peep at Oguri waiting in the shadows. She's like an aura monster. Happy birthday, Daniel! It's looking like a tie in the front, but then Sakura unlocks her Sakura powers. And oh my god, she is so cool. Oguri passes up these fools and leaves them behind. Everybody's stressing out while she passes up the front. And Oguri wins! I'm bring honey on you, my goat! This is what reality would have been if she was actually able to enter the race. We finally learned that Simbali Rudolph was not able to bring Oguri to the leagues, and everything that was happening was part of her imagination. But it's low-key crazy though, because a top 5 horse of all time is imagining you beating some of the best racers. Like, that's got to be unprecedented levels of glaze. But it's Oguri Cap, so it's valid. Musaka brings the Oguri squad to the Takahara Kinen race to see some real pros in action. That's what was advertised. But tell me why the only prominent racers are Akitsuteo, who stole Erza's fit from Timu, and Tamamo Cross. I'm calling it out for misadvertisement. Prestigious race? Not to me. But let's get to the racing, shall we? The race starts and Akitsuteo goes to front running position, keeping her away from the rest of the pack. And look at her, man, she just big bodies everyone around her. But at the same time, we have Tamamo Cross waiting in the shadows. Akitsu keeps her lead until the final line. She stomps the ground, making a run for the finish line. But like a lightning flash, Tamamo Cross zooms by and steals the lead from Akitsu. And this is peak riding. Like, the little body beats the big body. Come on, man. Tamamo's aura is so tough, she even spooked Oguri for a bit. But only a little bit though, don't disrespect my goat. And then after the race, we get a segment of Oguri and Belno doing boring. It's not boring, but like, the video would go too long, so I'm gonna have to skip over that. But during this trip, they come to learn that the only racers worth looking out for during this race are Dynam Heroine, okay, and Sirius Symboli, but that's only by proxy of being related to Rudolph. Hey, W nepotism. So I've come to learn of Sirius's real life story. Oh shit, yeah. I felt so bad, but man, it's just, you know, I'm just joking about the anime. Yo, we get to the mine Nichiokan. Musaka tells Oguri that all the racers in this race put their strategy against Oguri because they know that she would run their pockets. That shit is not fair though. Like, you gotta jump just so you can stand a chance. And then we have Yaino on the side glazing Oguri's glare, comparing it to Tamamo and Dika, bro. I'm telling you, they love setting Dika Striker up to be some kind of prodigy. When I make that next part, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna show just how much of a Megumi she is. The race starts and the prophecy turned out to be true. All the other participants are dead set on stopping Oguri Cap from ulting. They are legit stopping Oguri from entering the inner tracks, leaving her at dead last. Oguri pushes on the outside. And look at these bum fucks, bro. They built the Great Wall of China just to stop her. I know that the show keeps saying that it was unintentional, but I would bet on my life that there's some Uma sports betting going on here. Oguri puts the cap on for this one and realizes that she could always do the good old reliable stat check everyone else. And that is exactly what she does. Oguri goes on to the right, away from all these trash ass bums. My bad, I was just tilted about the wall thing. And Oguri hits the jets. And look at their faces, bro. That shit brought tears to my eyes. Then here comes this girl Sirius, trying to bank on Oguri being tired. But Oguri learned Freeren's mana concealing technique because she hits a second boost unbeknownst to everyone. And she leaves Sirius behind flabbergasted while she tears down the first place. While they're training for the next race, this man Joe comes sneaking up and gives Oguri this ugly ass doll. But hey man, I'm happy he's around. All the Kasamatsu gang made gifts to support her, still hating on Norn and Minnie.
To this day!
We finally witness a bit of Tamamo's POV, and we see this old man lying in a bed. And when a show is trying to make you feel bad about someone's life, you know they're gonna go stupid. We move along to the Tenno Show press conference, and then we have those three. We see Oguri pull up with the new fit on. But Tamamo comes right after, taking the whole crowd from Oguri. Everyone's giving out their speech, and Oguri says outright to everyone that she will be on top of the world. But hold on now, you got too much dip on your chip, cause Tamamo Cross doesn't play around either, and pulls out the Conqueror's Haki. It might have caught Oguri off guard for a moment, but you know her, bro. She'll be alright. We finally get to it. The thing we've been building up since this whole video. I didn't do a good job, but this has been a very long journey. And by that I mean me editing and recording all this. Since it's the final race, I'm gonna have to go a little more in-depth into it. It seems like during this race, the only two competitors worth looking out for are
The rest of y'all, don't get involved.
Yes, I sneaked Lord Royal in, but like, she's the only racer other than Tamamo that seems to be somewhat competent. And then we got Oguri and Tamamo with no words spoken, deciding to walk out at the same time. Man, anything for the theatrics. While the runners are getting into position, we see this girl pondering real hard about the fall of Constantinople or something, I don't know. But hold on now. She might be a sleeper hit of this generation.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I gave you the best possible alley-oop, and you saw me. But anyways, the race starts, and immediately we have Lord Royal in front-running position. Quite dubious after what happened to Akitsu, but we'll let her cook for now. Okay, she's capping the rest of the pack. Not sold on it yet, but we'll let her cook for now. Tamamo Cross, who usually stays in the back line, goes to pace chasing position, tailing right behind Lord Royal. And everybody in the crowd starts getting confused. But Tamamo got that when your goat still got it smile. I think she'll be alright. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap is staying in the middle of the pack like usual. Lord Royal is still cooking up in the front, but then we hear her complain about Akitsu beating her last time. And bro, did you not see the news? Tamamo beat her ass last time. You know, the one that's right behind you. You're worried about the wrong person. Real runners are figuring out what Tamamo's trying to do. And oh my god, Dicta, you're not part of the team. When I get to part 2, it's up for you. Tamamo stays confident in her strategy, but Oguri uses Ren to taunt her. Tamamo ignores it and rushes straight ahead towards Lord Royal. And then we get those two trying to cook up their game plan. But while Sirius is trying to take advantage of this bum ass that sold me, she feels intense pressure behind her. Lord Royal gets royally cocky, thinking she had it under wraps, and then she starts glazing herself. Talk about some Lord front runner. You're not even top 1 of your category. And then she rambles on a bit more. Man, fuck Tamamo, fuck Oguri. You guys are such.
I heard you were 5'1", bro.
Tamamo equalizes with her on some chill shit, you know. The only one she's worried about is the Ashen Demon in the back. No Fire Emblem. Oguri uses a bullet bill to charge towards the front for the final 400 meters. And she sprints towards the front with the Sans Eye Glow on. Puts the Sans Eye Glow on. I gotta find a new joke, man. So we get back in. Man, hold on. Y'all are rewriting history! What do you mean Tamamo was 2 lengths behind Lord Royal? I thought she passed her up like 2 seconds ago. Am I crazy or what? Tamamo Cross looks back to see Oguri stepping on shit and tweaking out. She's 5'7", and you tell me she can beat Queso in an all-you-can-eat competition? Oguri oozes all of her aura out of her body while she's pursuing the top 2. We get to this steep hill and nah, this is prime me. They really did Lord Royal dirty, saying that ordinary racers would drop out at this point while putting the camera at her. I thought G1 racers were anything but ordinary. But one thing for sure, Tamamo Cross is nothing but ordinary. She's not like the rest of y'all. She uses that opportunity to clean up the ramp and pass up Lord Royal. She thinks she had it in the bag, but
She's right behind me, isn't she?
Oguri pulls up right behind Tamamo and hits the second dash, slowly approaching her. Tamamo presses ahead to keep the lead, but her leg cramps up. That sprint she did on the upward hill caused it. I feel you, man. That's how my legs be when I wake up every day. We're led to believe that Tamamo Cross was out of the race, but then, a flashback. Yes, we learned that the old man at the hospital was the reason why she liked racing so much. Her mom's there too, I guess. Tamamo starts tweaking out, with lightning spazzing out of her body. Is she trying to audition for the next Wally West? But with her determination filled up to the max, we see White Lightning, the Zone, and Rudolph is there like, welcome to Fortnite. Tamamo gained the Zone, a state of heightened sense which only generational racers are able to tap into. Tamamo Cross, after unlocking 120% of her potential, zaps ahead and leaves everyone behind. Meanwhile, Oguri is trying to fight back, but her balance is falling apart. McQueen is fading!
McQueen is fading!
And with that, Tamamo wins the race. A well-deserved victory. Look at the old man at the hospital crying. You can't even be mad at that. And while Oguri's classmates are reacting to this, here comes Dicta Striker once again. Good to know.
Shut your lame ass up, man.
And while the hometown gang gets shocked by the news, Norn comes in, telling everybody, she's still amazing, y'all, come on. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a good point. But when Tamamo tries to console Oguri, she's good, bro. And if you want to be matter of fact about it, Oguri is technically the reason why Tamamo won, but yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. And then they part ways until the next race. And I guess that's about it, huh? Hey, this was a very experimental video because I had to cram in 13 episodes in 30-minute-ish. I'm sorry if I skipped a lot of moments, but I had to keep the momentum going. I'm planning on making a part 2, depending on how well the video does. I might make some other videos before though, or I might just make a video about Opera O or Agnes Station or something, I don't know. Whatever character that got hella hype moments. But for now, peace out.